great win today, and for our kids, you saw. We made some big plays that we haven't been making, created some turnovers. And we took advantage of it when we did create some turnovers, and we knew we'd have to play hard for 60 minutes, and our kids did, battled through, and then kept making the big plays there at the end to pull away. A pretty hard-fought game for us. I'm really proud of our senior class, what they've accomplished when they got in here. These guys 4 years ago, a couple of them had just finished their redshirt year, and everything that they thought they were coming into was going to change for them. And a bunch of other guys had a lot of opportunities, and they decided to make a commitment to come here and believe in what we were trying to build. And they've done a fabulous job. And I think our fan base. One of the things we talked about, if you want to be a good team in this league, you got to win your home games. Going 6-1 at home this year. I think 6 wins is a school record. I think that's what they were trying to figure out for me, but I think it's a school record for home wins in a season. And so I thank our fan base and all that they've done to give us that home field advantage, which is so critical for us and so important in the Southeastern Conference. So, great day for our seniors, great win, and good to get a win back, get back on the winning side.
What did y'all do different to take the Kobe Hamilton and Tyler away from their offense?
Not a lot. We ended up playing a little bit more man coverage as the game went on. Got up, played some man coverage, tried to bump them and get up and not give them clean releases off the line of scrimmage. I think we were able to get a little bit more pressure in the second half with our D-line, which was going to be huge. With a quarterback like Tyler Wilson, it's hard to blitz him a lot because if he gets you, he's going to get you big. And But I think our guys did, and creating the turnovers. That's a huge deal in what we need to do to win a game.
Wheel route was working today with Perk.
Got him into man coverage twice, and had him lined up. I think on their back or safety, and something saw on film that you have an opportunity to get him in some man coverage. And I tell you what, Perk made 2 spectacular catches, and Tyler made 2 great throws. it was just executed about as well as you knew. It's hard to get that look in practice sometimes. In practice we're a little bit more open than that. It was covered. They just both made great plays.
And Tyler's day, there's several passing records, school and first, single season broke today.
I would have saw it if Joe would have gotten the stats to be able to.
Completions, that's what we're talking about right now. Single season passing yards and then team single season passing yards. What's it mean, do you think, just as far as what you've been trying to build to start breaking records like that? It's huge.
It is huge, and we've broken a bunch of records. I think since been here, and one day they're going to get broken again. But it was. We came into this season and said, you're going to be as good as your seniors are. And you look at that class and see, I guess they're not officially seniors, but Tyler's a 4th-year player, and Burke's a 4th-year player, Skinner's a 4th-year player. All those guys came in together, and and I think they wanted to go out the right way, and we said it's all going to be on you guys, and our receivers have responded to be able to throw the ball. Tyler's done a great job throwing the ball this year, and I think we've gotten close to where we want to be, which is a 50-50 balanced run-pass team, and to do that you have to be efficient doing both, and a lot of this year, we've been able to do that.
On the 4th down touchdown with Dak, y'all had missed a couple of opportunities earlier in the game. Did that even make you want to go for it that much more?
I want to go for it every time, kind of, and then I have to remember I'm a head coach and got to make smart decisions sometimes. And sometimes, when you make it, the decision is all based on the result, because if the result's positive, it's a smart decision. If the result's negative, it was a dumb decision, right? And but it was, I think we looked down, and when it was 4th and 1, it was 4th and short, talking to Les, he came up, we had a 2-play call deal, and we got the opportunity to get everybody over the sideline, and the guy said, hey, that's the play call they wanted to go with, and the thought is to get the first down there, and then Dak, they did a great job. I think when the players come up and say this is the play we want to run, they really get after it, and they got after it on that play and resulted in a touchdown.
Just that sequence of the second half, turnover on downs, and then just a string of turnovers, best sequence you've seen from your defense this year, maybe?
Yeah, it was, and it obviously create the turnovers helped. After the poor start early, in the game with our defense, I thought we made a lot of plays, and I give our staff credit. They hung the guys. they overcame me, and me on the sideline sometimes. I'm rough duty to deal with occasionally on game day. I do get some fired up, but you know what? They did a good job, and they got them coached up, made some slight adjustments. And when I say slight adjustments, stuck a lot with our game plan, and didn't panic, and just kept coaching up and made the adjustments we needed to make, the slight ones to make the stops that we got.
But you're the special teams coach, so just talk about the special teams play in McKinney on the fumble recovery while you were down and how big was that?
That was a huge play, and you look at, I think coming into this game, at that point, that was our third special teams turnover in the last 6 games that we created. We'd only created 3 on defense up to that point in the last 6 games, SEC, in the last conference games, I'm sorry. So that was a pretty big play for us, and especially at that time of the game, because they had some momentum. We had kind of stumbled, disappointed with some of those drives. We had that drive, and we only ended up with 3 points. The end of the half, we get the ball all the way down there, and we fumble it. Then their defense creates a turnover. Start the second half. We start on the plus side of the field and don't come away with points. And then from that point on, I think our guys kind of really played. We played well on every side of the ball, but we just kept battling for 4 quarters, and I'm proud of our guys for doing that.
And can you talk about the play, your front 4 on defense? It seemed like you got after Tyler Wilson a little bit, but then you were in the backfield a lot on run plays as well.
Well, I think the run part of it was the huge part of it. I think being able to stop the run with our defensive front a little bit allowed us to play a little bit more coverage on them. And even though maybe we didn't get as much pressure as you'd like to get, I think it was the fact that we were stopping the run that really helped our pass defense.
I know he had good success when he touched the ball today, but having Nick back, does that allow you to get Kirk more involved in the passing game?
It does. It just makes you more comfortable with when you're putting stuff in right there. And you got to see today that he looks like the guy that we recruited. And, you're starting to see that, that confidence that he has in there. And, Perk's a good guy, so I want Perk in the game, touching the ball a bunch too. And, but it's good to start getting that depth where you feel really good about the next guy coming in the game as well.
You talk about the importance of turnovers. It seemed like one turnover almost inspired more because the defense saw the opportunity to force some.
I think it was. I think it was the opportunity. We got up and our guys started playing with confidence. We haven't created many turnovers defensively coming in the last 5 SEC games. I think we created 3 turnovers in 5 previous 5 SEC games coming in on the defensive side of the ball. And, and I think there can be a little bit of that in your head in the mental aspect of it. And we created a lot early in the season and kind of hit that slump now. And I think once we created that first turnover, I think the guys kind of switched to, hey, whoa, let's get back to that playmaking mentality, and we made a lot of them.
In the senior day skirmish, Tobias took part in that. Does he still plan on applying for a 6th year?
I think, in talking to him, he's going to apply for a 6th year, but that's not in our hands or any of that stuff. So, great senior day. It is, and a special memory. I know, commemorating, Nick Bell would have been a senior today, and, still probably the toughest thing I'll ever go through as a coach. I hope it's the toughest thing I ever have to go through as a coach in that situation, but, it was great to make sure we honored his mom today, and I know he was looking down on us cheering for us.
Jefferson Love is a bit of special teams stand out for you today. He gets an interception. I know that's maybe one of those things like, all that hard work getting rewarded in a different way.
It is, and that's huge for him because, you look, he's there, and, you get Banks and Slay and a lot of the attention those guys get, but he's there getting to learn from those guys and watch how they do things every day, and he has tremendous ability, and a percentage, I guess, potential ability. And hopefully right now he knows this time next year he's going to be the guy that we're counting on. He's going to have the guy making all those plays. And so it was good to see him hopefully get that confidence and continue to improve in weeks and next week and then through bowl prep.
Initial thoughts on going for a 9th win, 4th straight against Ole Miss this coming week in the Egg Bowl, and it's on the line.
I can't wait. A little bit different attitude this week. So it's always the biggest game of the year for us. So we'll be ready to go.
Does it ever continue to surprise you the way Chad kind of comes up in big bookie games like this? His last game at Davis Wade, he has 2 touchdown catches.
No, like I said with Chad, you look at throughout Chad's career, he come in as a freshman and you never went through an off season, didn't do much, and you were the team's leading receiver, and a team that we didn't throw the ball very much. We threw the ball more than probably. Comes back and then has a couple decent years. We're not a great throwing team, and but I mean, the great thing about him, I'd get a text, hey, how can I be better? All summer long, hey, what do I need to do to be better? How do I get better after practice? How do I get better? What am I not doing right? And I think it was just a little bit of that confidence of him being able to continue to play fast, play with confidence, and trust his experience. And he's made a lot of plays for us this year. Good.